I bring you the OC of the Aztecs, Bob Toledo. Hey, Coach, how are you?
Well, I'm doing good. We won the game. I'm happy.
Really? Yeah. Okay, Coach.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't mean to do that to you, but hey, Coach, here, listen, this kid, let's start it out there with the good here with him. Unreal season. I mean, almost 1,800 yards rushing. I mean, did you ever imagine it at the beginning of the year? You'd see a kid that's probably going to be on one of those first three teams this year when it comes to being an All-American.
Well, I tell you, Dan, going into the season, I knew if he stayed healthy, he was definitely going to rush for over 1,000 yards. I've always had a 1,000-yard rusher, and he had almost 800 and something last year as a backup. So I knew that if he stayed healthy, he was going to be a pretty exciting football player for us.
You think he's a next-level guy?
Well, I tell you, at some position maybe, he's only 168 pounds at best, and you know that pro football stuff, man. You're going to take a beating at running back there. He might be a slot guy. He's definitely he could be a return guy. He's a slight guy. I don't know if he's going to get a whole lot bigger. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, God, he's got a lot of ability. I hate to say no, that's for sure, because he does have a lot of ability.
Boy, you know what? I'd like to see him maybe next year, Coach, more in the passing game, because then you start to put him out there in the slot, like you say, and you start to see a little bit of a Danny Woodhead, and if he packs 30 more pounds on, I mean, Emmitt Smith, if I remember right, Emmitt Smith was 5'9", 205 or 215 like that. I mean, he wasn't a giant dude. He just had great leverage, and he ran. It seems to me, too, the same thing with Pumphrey. He really runs well under his pads.
He really does. If he can get to 180, 85 pounds, he's got a chance, and I know Emmett was packed, so
yeah.
This guy's slight. He's not a real thick guy, but he's very explosive. He's quick, and I think he caught like 19, 20 balls. We probably could have got him the ball more on some plays, and that's something we need to do in the future. But he's a guy that when he gets the ball in his hands, he's just electrifying.
Coach, give us your assessment then of the offense this year for the 7-5 Aztecs. You're going bowling, like you said, for another time here. You had Boise State, who's in the championship game, on the ropes. I say we should have won that football game. So, I mean, I don't know how to look at the season.
Well, Dan, I think there's several games that we could have and should have won, to be honest with you. And I think that the thing that I was really pleased with was the performance of our front, our line and our running backs. We ran the ball really well, and I think that's a real plus. But the thing that was probably the most disappointing to me, because I love throwing the football, is that our passing game was below par, and it actually cost us a couple games. So that was the disappointing thing. I thought we could have been better, although, when we lost to Zell Ruffin, that set us back, because then the rest of the receivers were all young, inexperienced guys. And then when our quarterback, Quinn Kaler, hurt his shoulder and missed a game and a half, it actually hasn't been the same since. He used to be really extremely accurate. Now he's missing throws. He's not finding guys because he doesn't get to practice as much. That hurt us too. So losing those two guys hurt our passing game and probably hurt us kept us from winning maybe 9-10 games.
Coach, not to be a recruiter here for you, but if I'm one of these signal callers here in the area or listening to us right now, and I got a running back like that, I got you, Rocky, and Brian Sipe, who's a former NFL MVP, that could help me get to the next level. And in a conference that throws the football, as much as I think that you'd probably want to throw the football 33, 35 times a game and run the ball 33, 35 times a game with that kind of balance. So, I mean, to me, it looks like it's really set up for some kid to come in here and really put up some big numbers.
Well, there's no question. It's wide open for next year. And, we had a freshman backing up Quinn, and, he didn't perform as well as he needs to. And we had another freshman that we redshirted. And then we have a kid named Jake Rodriguez, a young man from Oregon who transferred in, who's redshirted. And so there's a couple of guys in the program, but I'll tell you what, it's wide open, and we'll be out looking for a quarterback for next year for sure. And hopefully, the Aztecs can knock one in the boat and it'll be a great one.
Absolutely. Bob Toledo, OC Aztecs here on San Diego Sports Leader, the Mighty 1090. Coach, what's it mean to go to another bowl game for this program?
I think it's huge. It's the first time in the history of the school that we've gone to 5 consecutive bowl games, and it means that now we're a consistent program. We're on the rise. We had a chance to win a couple other games that would have even got us in a bigger bowl, and I just think the future is extremely bright for Rocky Long and this entire football program.
Yeah, and Coach, the guys that you have coming back, Are we looking at a talented group coming back with the experience that they're going to get in the bowl game? And by the way, I think one of the most important things during a bowl game, and I think sometimes people look at the dates on the bowls, but to me, it's the practice time, isn't it, Coach, that you guys get to develop for next year?
Well, you're right. We'll actually go out tomorrow and start doing some 7-on-7, some individual drills with young guys. And then we'll have more practice opportunities. And, you hate to say it's like another spring ball because in the old days it used to be 19 days. And, but now it's 10, 15 days. But it gives you an opportunity for the young guys to get more reps. For example, Quinn Kaler won't do anything this week. It'll be all the young guys getting reps, even the guys that are redshirt like Jake Rodriguez, just to show us what kind of ability he has. So those guys will get a good week of reps. And then going into the game, game plan-wise, then we'll start with Quinn again, and the people are going to play. But the young linemen, the receivers, those guys are all going to get an opportunity to show what they can do, and it's kind of a head start into spring practice.
Scratching my head here, Coach, on the final question. You're going to be a head coach again? Do you want that responsibility? Do you want to do it again?
Well, Dan, to be honest with you, I'm going to be 69 years old in March, and I don't know how much time I got left. I'm getting old and tired, and I'm enjoying myself right now. So, to be honest with you, probably not.
Not a bad place to call it a career, though, here. I'll tell you that, Coach. I love it here. And, hey, guess what? I'm here in San Diego. Well, hey, I'm all right with that. Coach, great stuff as always. We'll catch you next week. Thank you.
I appreciate it, Dan. Take care, man.